Hey, federal employees, as we're waiting to hear about the nationwide RIF case, which could impact the lives of many actual people, we've got some time. So let's think about one person in particular, Russell Vought. He's the one who believes federal employees should be traumatized as part of his plan to shrink the workforce. That's been his goal. And he has a new trick. And we're going to do a briefing to keep you all in the loop about it. So please double tap to support this and get the word out and share. His plan, the trick, is called the pocket rescission. And what he's trying to do is, again, set up your agency to fail. So you might hear the phrase pocket rescission a lot this summer, so we want to be the first to let you know if you haven't heard it. Here's the plain English version. So every year, Congress hands each agency a pot of one-year money that evaporates on midnight on September 30th. The Impoundment Control Act lets a president propose canceling a part of that pot, but the law gives Congress 45 days of continuous session to vote on it. During that window, the cash is frozen, but if Congress doesn't act, the money must be released and spent before it expires. So Russell Vought, now back as the president's budget chief, wants to drop that rescission request in mid-August, when there's not enough time to go through the 45 days. So do the math. 45 days from August 20th lands after September 30th. White House staff are still drafting a response, but the fiscal year ends, money lapses, and the White House chalks up savings without ever having to win a vote. Congress people are not accountable. That's called a pocket rescission. GAO called the tactic an abuse in 2018 and again after Ukraine aid freeze in 2019 because it turns a statutory review period into an informal line item veto, something the Supreme Court has already said the president doesn't have. So why should a rank and file federal employee care? Well, because the last 45 days are usually your agency's peak execution season. I've heard that agencies typically obligate a third of their annual contract dollars in that window, and there's 5 times more allocated during the final week than the average week, right? So if funds are locked on August 20th, your training course, vehicle order, grant payment, or overtime might slip and disappear. So more setting up your agency to fail, trying to wreck everything, right? There's no automatic refill the next year. Your agency would start fiscal year 2026 underfunded, and management has to cannibalize future projects or delay mission work to catch up. And remember, pocket rescissions aren't Russell Vaught's first boundary-pushing play, potentially illegal play, and effort to undermine the government. As OMB director in 2019, he withheld Ukraine security aid until whistleblowers forced disclosure. GAO ruled that hold illegal. The same year, he drafted a foreign aid pocket rescission package and backed down only after bipartisan blowback. 2020, he helped roll out Schedule F, which is now Scheduled Policy/Career, designed to convert policy jobs to at-will status. He issued a memo banning DEI training across the government. Between administrations, he authored Project 2025 Blueprint, so he's the guy that you should know about, right? He's the one that wants to traumatize you. So make sure you know his name and say his name to other people. Bottom line, his new trick sounds like a bureaucratic trivia, but on September 30th, it reaches straight into your agency's operational wallets, can cancel travel reimbursements, stall equipment buys, shut down community grant pipelines, and leave managers explaining to auditors why mission goals just got harder. If it happens, document every freeze notice you receive, flag unusual delays to your chain of command, keep your unions and IGs in the loop if you need to, and reach out to us for support, depending on where you're at. A GAO precedent and the text of the Impoundment Control Act are on your side, but the first line of defense is timely obligation paperwork and clear records. Are you concerned by Russell Vought? Let people know his name, right? We should be talking about him. Let your Congress people know. There's something called resist.bot you can use to speak up. And always, federal employees, please stay alert, keep the receipts, and let's pray the money Congress gave you actually reaches the mission before Russell Vought can run the clock out. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Hope you have a great day.